Week 18 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few guards I look to buy and trade for this week. The first guard, James Harden, the Los Angeles Clippers. So James Harden, it's been a good first season for him in this Clipper team. I know they got off to a slow start, but they had to get the chemistry going and get on the same page. And James Harden, he hasn't put up a great year, but definitely a decent season for Harden, where we expect more scoring, even more assisting in the basketball. When you play with guys like Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George, it's going to be tough to get a lot of touches game in and game outs on the season. 17.3 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, 8.3 assists, 1.1 steals, 2.8 threes, and 44% from the field. So Harden, he's passing the basketball great once again, but his points per game have gone down 4 from last season, and his assists per game, 1.5 as well, has gone down. So Harden still putting up decent numbers, but like I said, the scoring isn't going to be there every game. So he's more of a guy that's going to get 15, 20 points per game, and he's going to get his 7-8 assists February 22nd at the Thunder, 17 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, a steal, 3 threes, 55% from the field. February 23rd at the Grizzlies, 9 points, 8 boards, 8 assists, a block, a 3, 12% from the field. And February 25th versus the Kings, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 threes, 30% from the field. So obviously, field goal percentage and turnover. He's turned the ball over a lot over the last few seasons, amongst the league leaders. So right now, if you need three-point shooting, assisting in the basketball, and can afford 15, 20 points per game, I think James Harden could still bring that to fantasy owners. And obviously, you're not going to have to pay a huge price like you would have if he was on another team with less ball handlers and less playmakers, where the Clippers, for his landing spot, wasn't all that great. The next guard's Jalen Green of the Houston Rockets. It's been an up-and-down year here for Jalen Green. On the season, 17.6 points a game, 4.8 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 2 threes, and 40% from the field. But the last couple weeks, it's been rough. 11 points a game, 4.6 boards, 3.2 assists, 1.6 threes, and 32% from the field here for Jalen Green. So Green, we know he's a good young scorer of the basketball. We know this Rocket team, they can have their growing pains with a lot of young players on this roster. And Jalen Green last season had a better year, believe it or not, with Fred VanVleet over there in Houston. Some touches and ball handling has gone out of Jalen Green's hands. So the last few games, February 23rd versus the Suns, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, 3 threes, 38% from the field. February 25th versus the Thunder, 11 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, 2 blocks, a 3, 38% from the field. And February 27th at the Thunder, again, 16 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, 2 threes, 35% from the field. So Green, he can give you other categories. Pretty decent rebounder of the basketball. He'll get his 4 or 5 assists, and he just got to improve his shooting and obviously his three-point shooting. So right now, well, the numbers have been underwhelming, especially the last couple weeks here for Jalen Green. He's definitely a guard you could go out there before trade deadlines in most fantasy leagues and get on a discount. And the third and final guard I look to buy and trade for is Jrue Holiday of the Boston Celtics. So just like the James Harden situation, Holiday getting traded to a loaded team like the Celtics, where the ball's been out of his hands more. When you're playing with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White, the numbers are going to drop off, but even the assists have dropped off 2.5 as well from last season to this year. So on the year, 13 points a game, 5.7 boards, 4.8 assists, 2 threes, and 47% from the field. But the last couple weeks, his field goal's gone up, but the scoring's gone down. Less shot attempts, 9.3 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 1.3 steals, a block, 1.5 threes, and 57% from the field. So the thing with Jrue Holiday, yes, the scoring and assisting of the basketball has gone down, but he's still going to bring you other categories. Field goal percentage is pretty solid. Stealing the basketball, and even some blocks he's brought as well over the last few games here is Jrue Holiday. So Holiday, he's a good piece for the Celtic team, and they're trying to get over the hump. And in terms of fantasy basketball, like I said, with numbers way down from last year to this year, he's a nice buy low player this week. February 22nd at the Bulls, 9 points, 3 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, a block, 2 threes, 60% from the field. February 24th at the Knicks, 12 points, a rebound, 6 assists, 2 steals, a block, 2 threes, 50% from the field. And February 27th versus the Sixers, 13 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, a 3, 75% from the field. So like I said, even with the scoring down, he's given other categories, and he can help fantasy owners. And like I said, fantasy owners probably are underwhelmed with the numbers again from Holiday after we've seen him put up all-star numbers throughout his career for the most part. So that's a few guards I look to buy and trade for with the trade deadline in fantasy leagues right around the corner for Week 18 of the fantasy basketball season.